Alright people, so good night. Bless up to all of the people who are checking. Bless up to all of the people who is going to check in. Bless up to all of the people who have work or go now. All the people who have come from work and all of that. But you kick it off now. We're no business for one somebody there or for two. Or if I even zero, we are kick it off same way. But people, I'm not gonna tell no lie, man. Disappointed, so we can't like up the live and share the live so that, you know, other people can jump in and them look away. Because we share the live, man. Go like the live. You know? Just look like the energy, look like the support. And with that said, I still want to know if look on the board and still choose an answer because I'm question the phone. So I want to choose an answer. Just look on it and just choose the answer of which one break up the correct way. You get the answer? Because tonight I'm gonna do a little something a little bit different. So call on a friend, call on a neighbor, call on an auntie, on a cousin, everybody. As I say, we'll kick it off with one somebody. If I one there, if I two there, we'll kick it off. And if nobody in there, I'm still a kick it off because it's on my schedule for do. So I'm gonna do it. I just want to say reading is not just about taking up pen and paper. You know, reading is not just about taking up pen and paper and learning how to read and learn sounds and them things. It all have to do with discipline as well, because I mean, reading and learning to read is not just a one-day thing, it's not just a 2-day thing, it's not just a 3-day thing, it's a overall thing, right? So it's going to take a little bit of time, but the thing is, you have many roads to get there. You have many roads to get there, and because you have many roads to get there, you are going to be the factor in which road you choose, right? Are you going to put in an hour a day? Are you going to put in 2 hours a day? Are you going to get up in the morning and do some reading? Are you going to put in some practice? Because at the end of the day, you can go to people for them teach you to read and learn how to read, but reading is not a product that is on the shelf. Right? Reading is not a product that is on the shelf that you can pick up and then now you can use that product. If you say, alright, then let me buy that and I can read. It's not so reading go. Now, as I say, we have put this in the universe. So we have do it. If I want somebody there, if I 2 somebody there, if I 3, if I 100, and if I 0 somebody, we are do it tonight. Now, my first question is this. My first question is this. Did you know that there is a particular way how you can break up words? Did you know that there is a formula that is actually useful in a way to break up words? And when I say break up words, I mean big words, right? Words that are more than 2 syllables long. There are formulas that you can use. There are formulas that will get you to where you want to go faster than how you think. Probably you have never seen this formula before. Probably they have never been taught to you before, right? But I am thinking of doing a summer class and this formula will be there. Alright, this formula will be in it, because I do want you guys to get the knowledge. I do want you guys to get the understanding and to understand that this is not as hard as how a lot of people may make it seem. And tonight I'm going to do it in a particular way, right? I am going to do it in a particular way where probably you have never seen it done before that way, right? Now, for who is here, I still want your answer. I want you to, even if you have a guess, no problem, but I still want your answer. And when I say I still want your answer, I mean I still want you to tell me which one of these is the correct one, right? Which of these is correct? This word is a syllable, right? This is the word. This is the actual word. And for those who don't know what a syllable is, right? A syllable is like a word or part of a word, right? It's a part of a bigger word. So the actual word is this syllable, but it is broken down into smaller parts of itself. This is just one big chunk of a word. Cool, no problem, right? But this one big chunk of a word can be broken down into smaller parts. It can be broken down into smaller ways how it can be called, right? Now, from here, you can choose which one of them you think best suits that breaking up. So you can choose between A, B, C, and D. I make it easy for them, I make it be multiple choice, right? So, come guys, I want your answer. I want your answer. Look at it. Think about it. When you break up this word, which one of this is best suiting for this right here? And again, as I said, there are formulas that can help you get you to the answer. There are formulas. Literal formulas. Like, probably people don't teach these things, but they are formulas there that you can use. If people know that reading is not hard enough. Syllable. Wait, there's 3 L in syllable? Wow. Never really did pay attention to that. Where's this paper? Syllable. If somebody is here, just stop the screen for me now, please. Stop your screen so that I know that you're here. Get this algorithm going. Right, thank you for that. Alright, so I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, so I'm going to talk to everyone. Nobody can come up with the answers yet. May I give you one that like 2 minutes. By 10 minutes after 8. Choose an answer right here. How this word is broken down. And if you don't know, just put some emoji in it, so I know say is no you don't know why you don't want to choose. And no problem with that, right? But if you do, you know, just participate, choose your answer. Which one of these answer is correct? And if you don't know the answer there, no problem, right? Just put some emoji in the chat. By the end of this session, you will be able to read that word. And by the end of this session, you would be able to break up that word, right? But it all depends on our participation, right? I'm gonna show you how reading work tonight and how reading is put together, how sound is put together. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Alright, nobody is participating, no problem, fine. As I say, I'm here to do this because it's on my schedule. So even if nobody is participating, I'm still going to do it. I'm putting it in the universe. Now, Are you seeing this? Can somebody tell me if them seeing this? Right, this is the letter S. Can see it? My handwriting not as good, but it is still the letter S. Right? Now, what I am going to tell you about this is that this is a card. If you notice, you see, there's nothing on the back of it. This is a card, right? Anybody can make this card. They can just get like a piece of paper and you can just cut it up. See there? The cuts are there. You can just get a random piece of paper and cut it up, right? Now, I'm not telling nobody say them have to go road, go bike yard and this and that. You can be creative. You can go at the supermarket and you can get one box. Especially if you have a little kids them, you can get one box, you can make them help you. You can do the cutting because you probably don't want to give them the scissors, but you know, you probably can make them draw the shape where them want on it. When them draw the shape where them want on it, then now you can cut it. If you decide, say, you know, and you can build a little bun with a little one. Now, if you're a big man, no problem. If you're a big woman, no problem. Now, this is how reading works, and this is what a lot of people don't know. I am going to tell you that this letter S do not only make one sound. It make more than one sound, but for this particular example that we're doing, it makes a sound like the normal sound that we know it make. Like the what should I say? The most common sound that we know this letter make, which is the snake sound, which sounds like s, right? So this makes that sound. S. Now, there's a thing that you have to know with the letter Y. The letter Y don't just make only one sound either, right? The letter Y can make more than one sound, but why the letter Y make more than one sound is because of the position that it falls onto. If the letter Y comes at the beginning of a word, right? If the Y comes at the beginning of a word, it tends to make the consonant sound. Not a vowel sound, but a consonant sound, right? Consonant. Now, in this particular case, right? I don't know if you want to see what I do, but the same thing what I do, I build back the word upon the board. But rather than do it upon the board, I'm using papers, right? They can be seen as cards. I can call them cards. And this is how reading works. This is how you put reading together, right? Probably a lot of people don't know that. But this is how reading works. For this particular example, this is pronouncing like the letter I, right? In the word like bit. Like in the word bit. In the word bit, pick, rick, this I is saying an I sound. And this letter Y in that word syllable is doing the same thing. It is saying that, 1 second guys, where is this? Yeah, it is saying that I sound. So what you don't know now and what I'm gonna tell you is this: we can start reading with just these two. We don't need more than these two to start reading. By having these two, we can start reading. And by putting them together, it means that we have read something, right? Now, this is our word form, you know. This wasn't in the picture. Now, this is the sound that we have, which is S, right? Then now this sound comes along, I. So if we put S and I together, what we have C, right? Because this is saying I and this is saying S, C, C. People, if you're seeing that and if you're getting that, just let me know. You can like the live, you can share the live, you can text in the chat. Just do something that shows say yeah, Yeah, get this thing, right? Now, we have this over here, so, and this is C, right? C. This is two different letters, guys. Two different sounds. Two sounds being put together to actually get that part where we say C. So now this over here, so, is C, right? The reason why it is C is because the letter Y is making a sound like the letter I. It is making that short sound. Now, this letter L. This letter L make the sound L, right? L. Now, if we were to put all three together, no. If this is C and this is L, it means that now we have all three sounds together. And when we put these three sounds together, what we now have is sil. Sil, you just like how they would say silk, it sounds close. It sounds the exact same except there's no K on it, right? So this is sil. Now, what I am going to tell you is that this makes one syllable, right? This is part of a word. And if you don't believe me, look, it's right there. It's the same thing. It's the very same thing. But what you have to understand about reading is that reading is putting these together. Now, let me take off that. It's not sil anymore. Let me take off that. It's not si anymore, right? It's just making the sound now. This is just making the sound now. It's just there, right? Now, this is one syllable. Yo, Orion, I'm not sure how that, but you can come up. You can send a request if you wish to. As a top mother, thank you for liking the live and you know, thank you for showing the support. As many others are not, you know, but as I say, we're not here to criticize anyone. We're not here to do all of that. We're doing this tonight whether we have 1 people on the live, whether we have 0 people on the live, because as I say, I have it scheduled to come and do it. So I know say I something I have to do the universe. I make me do it, so I have to do it. Now this is one syllable right here, so SYL, one syllable. Now that's 3 sounds put together. That is 3 sounds put together to form one word. That is 3 sounds put together to form one word. 3 sounds put together to form one word. Now, as a parent who is out there listening, watching, who have children, who have child, who have, you know, or even you yourself, if you're not as quick, right, and you need more practice, this is 3 sounds individually. This is 3 individual sounds. Because this is 3 individual sounds, it means that you can practice these sounds even if it don't make sense to you or you think it makes sense. Now this is sound, this sound L. This is sound, this sound S. You can put them together. Because the principle of how reading works make you can put anything together even if it don't make sense, because the principle will still be the same. L-S. I read this. It might not make sense because in a society we are trained and programmed to believe that thing don't make sense because I know so we used to it. Fine, no problem. L-S. Good. Now we can have S and L. Sl. So now we have Sl, and then if we switch it, we have Ls. Why am I do that? You probably think I'm crazy, but I am crazy. I'm like being crazy Because being crazy make me can do these things now and can come show no and show you guys say, hey, you can do it too. There is going to be a word, right? There is going to be a word that have these two letters side and side. Right? There is going to be a word that have these two letters side and side in both combination. Right? Don't believe? Listen what me say this be, you know. S-l. That is the word slow. See the S and the L right there, so? So even if it never makes sense and you did not practice it, guys, it means that you are one step ahead of those who are not practicing. You are one step ahead of those who not even a thing say if you do this, and you are one step ahead of those who are going to tell you, say, this is madness and this is crazy. So what if it is crazy? So what if it is madness? Do it same way. Do it same way. Right? Now, this is sl. And if you say the word slow, you hear the slow. 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 Now, I'm not showing now, but I'm just showing say you have 3 sounds. But you can practice the 3 sounds until they are second nature to you. You can practice the 3 sounds them in any direction. You can practice the 3 sound them in any way, shape, or form that you want to practice them in. If you cannot read, that is not your biggest problem. Your biggest problem is just finding time to learn to read. And that is not your biggest problem because you have time. You have 24 hours. All of you have 24 hours. Now, let's continue. Now, we'll come back. I'm going to show you. Say this is 2 different L. But hear the trick now. Right? Hear the trick where a lot of people don't know. Now, you see how I tell you say this is L earlier? You think this is going to change? You think because it's a different piece of card, do you think that this sound will change from the sound that this is? The both of them says L. 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 Is the same sound. So what I am saying, guys, I am saying that if you already learned this sound one time, it means that when it comes in other words, you already know it for those words. So you're not learning it again. You're not relearning it again. You learn it and then it's just up to you to recall it when you see it. Right? When you look right here, so now, the first thing that should come to mind, because reading deal with sounds, as I tell you guys, the first thing that comes to your mind should be L, L, L. So it means that if you did already know this sound and you cannot read that word, but you know this sound, it means that you already know a good chunk of that word, because the sound is it in it that you know. The sound is in it that you know. Right? Now, as me say, when you learn this once, because it right like this now don't mean that the sound change. Is the same L, is the same L sound it makes. But have the letter A. I want to do with it. Can't even find it. I'm let me forget make a new one. No, I have it. Now, the next portion of the word is this. And again, guys, this is how reading works. Reading works by putting sounds together. Whether you think that's what you're doing, that is exactly what you're doing. Whether you believe that is what you're doing when you're talking, that is exactly what you're doing when you're talking. Reading and talking deals with the same thing, right? Now, this is L, and in this case, this is A. In this scenario of this word, right? A. So now you have L, A. When you put both of them together, you get La. Right? You get La. Now, if you were here earlier on and you never left, right? And you saw when I did this one. 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. If you were here earlier when I did this, this is Sil. Now we have La. Are you seeing the word being formed out there? It's there. S-Y-L. L-A. S-Y-L-L-A. So I am telling you that this is one syllable. This is one syllable. If you break down the word, if you have this one chunk or something and it look like too much, and you break it down, and you break it down, it becomes easier for you to be able to read it. Whether you're a big man, little boy, big woman, little woman, it don't matter who you are. If you break it down, it becomes easier for you. Matter of fact, whenever you're speaking, did you know that you said this first and then you said this after? Right? Don't believe? The word syllable is a big word, but you cannot say all of them sounds together at once. You have to get them out in a group. So you hear silla, silla, bl. Now, again, guys, what I'm showing you that this is how reading works. This is how reading works. Right? This is how reading works. This is how reading works, guys. Reading works by putting sounds together. Now, these are the same sounds that I have in the word syllable. Right? These are the same sound. This is the sound of S, A, and L. Now, this is something else that I'm going to show you now. This is a different concept. So we're clear off how the word syllable. The correct answer would be that one right here, so. Right? That would be the correct answer. And the entire word is syllable. But whenever you yourself is speaking, you cannot call the entire word one time. So you have to call them in a different chunks. Right? If you don't believe me, I can tell you that when you say the word syllable, you will get 3 syllables. Right? Does anybody here on the live who understand what I'm doing can confirm that? Is anybody here don't understand what I am doing? Please come forth. Is anybody here who think what I am doing do not make sense? Just tell me. You know, tell me which part of it you're not getting. Tell me which part of it you don't understand. Because again, as I'm saying, you guys don't understand that reading is putting sounds together. And good night. You guys don't understand that reading is putting sounds together, right? And you have to understand that that is what you're doing when you're speaking. That is what you're doing when you're reading, right? All you need to understand is how to put these sounds together. And once you understand how to put these sounds together, and once you understand how these sounds when they come together, what sounds they make and how the sounds change from time to time, right? You have to also know that some sounds are borrowed from other languages, and when you understand that, you know, it makes everything easier for you, it makes everything better for you, it makes everything flow in a manner which you would want it to flow very seamlessly. Now I am going to write this word on the board, right? It's going to be the same thing. Before I even get to there though. Now, this is one syllable. This is a group of words, right? It's a group of sounds put together. That's basically what a syllable is. It's a group of sounds put together. It's a smaller portion of a completed word, or a big word, or a word that have many sounds, right? Now, As you can see, these are the same cards here. I don't know if you've seen it, but nobody is not participating, so I can't know if they are seeing it or not. So if somebody would participate and just say, yes, I'm seeing it, or no, I'm not seeing it, that would be lovely. Right? But it's the same thing. It's the same thing that's on the cards here. S-A-L. It's the same thing. Right? Now, for you to be able to read that, right? Thank you very much. For you to be able to read that, you have to understand that these are making sounds. This is making a sound, this is making a sound, this is making a sound. And that is essentially the very same thing that I'm showing you guys, right? This here is making a sound, right? It's one. This dot right here represent that one sound. It's one card, right? It's one card, one sound. One card, one card, one sound. One card, one sound. Now, this, as it is right here, so falls into a category that they call the close group, right? It's in a close group. Now, there is something special about a close group that happen, right? A lot of people don't know this, but it do happen, right? Like in the word but, and in the word bit, and in the word set. You guys should realize that these letters are making the short sound, right? The reason why they are making the short sound is because they are in what we call a close group, right? What that do is that it make this vowel sound right here sound short. It makes that vowel sound short. In this word, this is a short vowel sound. In this word, it's a short vowel sound, right? In this word, bus as well, this U is a short vowel sound. Why? Because it comes under the category of a closed group syllable, right? Now, you have to know that to be able to read this word. When I say you have to know that, you have to know that. If you don't know it, you would be guessing. And I don't want you to guess. That's why I'm telling you guys, right? That's why I'm telling you guys that I'm going to do a summer class where I am going to teach all of these things. So, if you're definitely interested, you guys can always just message me after, tell me that you're interested. I can get your name down and I'll give you the further details as it come closer to that time, right? So if you're definitely interested in a summer class, these are all the things that are going to be in there. You have to learn them. You have to know them. For you to be able to be good readers, you have to know these things, to do it on your own. Now, before we get to there, and the reason why this is a closed group is only because of this letter. Now, the fact that that is removed, it means that this is not a closed group anymore. This now falls under what we call an open group syllable, right? So because this falls under an open syllable, what happened now is that this letter A again is affected. The vowel is affected. The syllable that you're dealing with affect the type of, it affects the way you pronounce the vowel, right? So we have this sound right here and we are building the word out. But right here we have what we call an open group syllable. What that is saying is that in the case that this syllable is a open syllable, the vowel pronunciation oftentimes is a very long sound. In an open group syllable, the pronunciation of the vowel is oftentimes a long sound. Majority of the times it's a long sound, right? And I can prove it and I'm going to show you after. Now, I am also saying that by adding this letter, by putting this letter right here, you see that there's nothing here, so that is a open space. This space is now closed by putting this letter here. By virtue of you putting this letter right here, you have changed this sound to become a short sound. So I am saying just by one single letter, it can affect the pronunciation of the vowel. If you guys have ever heard that before, you can just let me know. If you have never heard that before, you can let me know, right? And you can just stop the live, share the live, so that other people can also hear as well. Now, for you to read this word, you have to be able to put these three sounds together. But for you to put these three sounds together, you first have to know them, right? You first have to know them. But you're going to say, sir, I don't know these sounds, and the sounds are always giving me a problem. And you know what I am going to tell you? I am going to tell you that sound is not giving you a problem. You know why sound is not giving you a problem? Because somewhere along your day-to-day, you have said these sounds. You have used these phonemes somewhere today in your life, but you did not know that you did use these. Did you say the word start today? Did you say the word soon? Did you say the word son? If you had, it means that you had made the phoneme for this, but you just didn't know that you made the phoneme for this. By saying this as well, I made the phoneme for this sound. What's the phoneme for this sound? S. I have made this sound. And anywhere you have used any word that contain this letter that have that sound, that snake sound, you use it, but you just never know that you use it, right? So this is why I always tell you guys, it's not that you don't know how to pronounce these sounds, because you pronounce the sounds them naturally without even knowing that you're doing it. The thing for you now is to be able to identify them individually. It's for you to say these sounds, or to say the word and identify the sound. That helps you with spelling. It helps you with everything, right? It makes your life easier. Now, to finally read this word now, right? This says s, this says a, and this says l. By putting these sounds together, we get what we call sal. S, a, l, sal. Sal. Now, I am going to tell you something now that you probably never know as well. I am going to switch these two sounds. I am going to switch the S, the position of the S, and I am going to switch the position of the L and the S. Now, my question to you guys, since you read this and that was sal, and this is all the same sounds, would you say that you're able to read this word now? Truthfully, I want to see some comments. Would you say that you're able to read this sound, this word now? Since we all use these phonemes from before, and it's still the same phoneme, it don't change. The group, the type of syllable that it is don't change. Would you say that you're able to read this word now? I have one yes. I want at least 2 or 3 more yeses, right? Or just 2 or 3 more answers, because I'm building up to something that I'm going to tell you that you probably don't know. Good. Now, for everybody who said that they can read this, did you know that this is a Spanish word? No, for real, no joke, no cap, no nothing. Somebody on this live, can they go and look for this word in and hacks Google? This is a Spanish word with the exact same sounds. With the exact same sounds. And if you read it naturally, you read a Spanish word. And I believe this is also a Spanish word. I think it means salt, if I'm not lying. I have to go check. No, not like when you lost someone, Sylvester. It's a different loss. That's a different loss. Let me look what, because I think sal means salt in Spanish. Yep, it is. So sal do mean salt. So this is actually a Spanish word, and by turning the back of this, this is also a Spanish word, but it read the exact same way as English. So what am I saying? May I tell you guys, the principle to read is the same in every language. So if you're somebody who likes learning other languages, if you're somebody who likes to do these things, you're already in the know by just learning what I am offering. By just learning what I am teaching you guys, you are already in the know and have the capacity to do things already in another language. Now, this is where things are going to get tricky. This is where things are going to get a little bit of bump in the head, right? Now, you have this word is sal, right? You have this word as sal. But what I'm going to tell you now is that I am going to add an E on the end of this word. Remember when I said that this was a closed syllable and this affect the pronunciation of this vowel right here? By putting this E right here, this now changed from being a closed syllable anymore. So you see where it's coming from. It's coming from SA to SAL. So this is one type of syllable, this is another type, and here goes another type. So guess what now, guys? By you putting this letter E on the end right here, this letter E on the end right here, let me use a card. Now I have a theory, and I treat it like a card game. Right, so these are cards. So I give you these 3 cards first, and then this is the last card I give you. But what I am telling you is that the last card that I give you, can affect all 3 of these cards or just one single one. Let me say that again. This card, let's treat it like a card game, right? So I give you the first card, right? And then I give you the second card. The rule about this is that the second card that you get can affect this first card right here. So this is a possibility that it affects this sound right here. Now, you get this one, right? You get this one, and it's a possibility that it affects this letter right here, and it affects this letter right here. Hope you catch that. Now, you have all those 3, right? And then you get a last card. And I am saying to you that this last card that you get can affect every single card over here or just any single one. But in this case, this card right here, this last one, affects the vowel pronunciation of this letter and tell this letter to say its name. So what I am saying to you is that you can look at reading as a card game because it works. This letter right here, this last card that you get, comes back over here and tell that letter to say its name. What's the name of that letter? The name of that letter is what we know it in the alphabet to be, A. What does that mean? It means that when we are reading, right? Remember that this was A, this is A, and this is now A because this letter E comes back right here to affect this pronunciation. By doing that, this now read as S-A-L. Guess what again as well? This letter E on the end does not even make a sound. So the letter E on the end of it is like a magician. This type of syllable is called a magic E syllable. That type of syllable is called a magic E syllable. So we have a open syllable, a closed syllable, and a magic E syllable, right? They are all syllables. But what you have to understand about syllables is that they affect the pronunciation of the vowel. The type of syllable that you're dealing with affect the pronunciation of the vowel sound. You have to know this if you want to become good readers. You have to know this to be good readers. Why do you have to know this? Because you would look at this and say, oh, this is ah. So you would say ah and get sa. But it's not necessarily must be sa. Then you would look at this and say sal. You could be getting it right because that is sal. You could look at this now and say sal, sal, sali, sal something, but it wouldn't be correct. But because for you to be able to understand and to get it correct, you'd have to be able to identify the type of syllable that you're dealing with. If you do not identify the type of syllable that you're dealing with, it makes everything difficult. Guess what? Again, guys, when you're spelling and you have the idea and you have the knowledge and you have the experience that when you say sail, and this is silent, you know that sail can be written this way and it have a E at the end that is silent because you know about the type of syllable that you're dealing with. You know about the type of syllable that you're dealing with. When you do know the type of syllable that you're dealing with, it makes everything easier. Now, this is going to be the last thing that I'm going to do. It's the same thing, but I am just going to show you with words that you understand already. No, what am I saying? What have I been saying? I have been saying that the type of syllable that you're dealing with affect the pronunciation. Guys, like the live, let's get to around 7,000 before I continue. I just want to show your support, guys. Show your support. You know, if you're definitely here and you're learning something, just like the live, tap the screen, share it to a friend, you know. And then we'll just jump into that last one to solidify what we have been saying so far. And if somebody wants to come up and probably ask a question, if somebody wants to type a question in the chat, if somebody wants to help with something, probably I can just help them with it before I jump off. But after I've done that, I go and jump off. So whoever is here and you know is enjoying what they're seeing and enjoying what they're hearing and you know feel welcome to the space, then you know just show your support. Show your support. And by the way, guys, as I said, I am thinking about doing a summer class. So if anybody is interested in a summer class, I'm just gonna write my number here, and you can text me, you can call me, you can WhatsApp me. Just don't call me now because I'm not going to answer because I'm here, right? But you can take off the number, find out about the summer class, and you know, as soon as I've all the information, I'll definitely let you guys know what will be the times, the days, and how we're scheduling it and all of that. Alright, so let me just wrap this up and jump off of here. Now, just before I mention, you know, I just said, you guys just show your support, you know, like the live, share your support, and before you know it, people just jump off left, right, and center. But as I said, I don't care if it was one person here tonight or if it was nobody. I am still doing this because I schedule it to do it, right? And it just goes to show that a lot of people are not here to support you. A lot of people is not here to be on the journey that you're on. So sometimes you just have to be on your journey and do what you have to do, right? Because some of us, we just want things, right? We just want people to have that entitled attitude about us, or that entitlement about us, that make us want to just want things, and we don't show support for it. And if somebody said to show support, then people start to feel like, say, who is you to say show support? Granted, these are things that probably a lot of you guys need or did need it, right? It's probably something that you guys needed, and there are people out there who is charging for this information, and you're here getting it for free. And somebody is saying, just show your support. Matter of fact, when you do share your support and share this life, you're not sharing it to me, who already know this thing and here helping you guys with it. You're sharing it to somebody who really needs it even more than you, right? But as I said, never mind those people, because I don't really care. I'm here to do what I am here to do, because as I say, I have it to do, I want to do it, and I set it to do. I make sure my time and my schedule empty to do it. And who is here is who I want to be here. So let's get it going. Now, as I was saying to you guys prior, I am saying that the type of syllable that we're dealing with is important. The type of syllable that we're dealing with affect the pronunciation of the letter. Now, I am going to write this big letter E right here. So, why did I do that? Because I want you to see that this is the letter E as well as this is the letter E, right? But what I want you to understand, that these are simple words, yes, but you can get them wrong. Why can you get them wrong? It's not because you cannot read why you can get them wrong. It's not because you don't know sounds why you can get them wrong. It is because you don't understand that there's a principle that goes into reading. That same principle I will be teaching in a summer class, right? There's a principle that goes into reading that you have to know. Now, this is a type of syllable, and that up at the top is another type of syllable. So what we're looking at is two different type of things. So it's like we are looking at a man and a woman right there right now. A boy or a girl, a male or a female. We are looking at two different species of things. Why do I say it like that? Because I want you to understand that this is what we call an open syllable. What makes it an open syllable is the vowel. It ends in a vowel and there's nothing coming after it. See, the space is empty. So this space is open. Because this is open, this pronunciation is affected, right? Think about it this way. If you ball out in a one barrel, one empty space, it will sound different, right? It is going to sound different. Now, because of that space right here, this is now filled because the BE and the BE is the same, still BE. But this space right here, so now changes the type of syllable that we're dealing with. The type of syllable that we're dealing with is what? Now a closed syllable. Because this is a closed syllable, this pronunciation is affected. Because this pronunciation is affected, and it is now a short sound rather than it being a long sound like right here. This does not say a short sound, it's a long sound. This does not say a long sound, it's a short sound. Why? It is all depending on the type of syllable that you're dealing with. It is all because of the type of syllable that you're dealing with. Now, the again, reading is just putting sounds together, right? Reading is just putting sounds together. Now, these are the two sounds that you're putting together. B, and in this case, is E. Why is E? Because of the type of syllable. So this is B, E, B. By doing that, that is how you read this word. B. This sound is E, this is B. B. That's how you get that word. Why is this saying E? This is saying E because of the type of syllable. But watch what will happen. Watch what will happen when I put another sound on it. Another phoneme. When this phoneme comes right here, this sound changes from E to E. So this word now becomes what? Bet. Same thing. 3 phonemes. B, E, T, bet. B, E, T, bet. Guys, did you get that? Because as I say, I'm going to jump off the live. Did you understand what I was saying? Did it make sense to you? Were you clear? If not, just let me know before I jump off. Good. It's clear. What I'm going to tell you before I leave is that, did you know that every single time you said the word bet, you said these 3 sounds without even knowing that you're doing it? Every time you say the word bet, you put these 3 phonemes together. You don't have a choice about it, right? You don't have a choice about it. And every time you say the word bet, you have made natural and clear pronunciation for this, even though you probably think that you don't know it. You made natural and clear pronunciation for this, even though you think that you did not know it. You made natural and clear pronunciation for this, even though you think that you did not know it. So every time you say the word bet, you utter all 3 phonemes and put them together. You don't have a choice about it. I don't have a choice about it. Your parents don't have a choice about it. Your children don't have a choice about it. Not even if God come upon earth and come back and say the word bet, not even him could stop himself from putting these exact 3 phonemes together. That's how powerful the law is. That's how powerful the principle is, right? And as I've shown you, it can be used in other languages as well. You just have to understand what you're doing. You just have to know what you're doing, right? Guys, with that said, I am saying that every time you talk and you call the word bet, you call these 3 sounds. Even if you think that you have a reading problem, it has nothing to do with a reading problem. Even if you think that you cannot spell, it has nothing to do with spelling. Every single time you talk, you call these exact phoneme together when you say bet. And guess what? You can work in the reverse, which means that if you can say bet, thank you for the gift. If you can say bet, it means that you're already making this sound. But you're thinking that, oh, I don't know how to pronounce this. If you say the word bet, you're already making this sound. But you're gonna say, oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. If you say the word bet, you already made all 3 sounds, but you're gonna say you don't know how to pronounce words. When you read it, it will still sound the same exact way like when you say bet. So this is why I can tell you that reading and talking is direct. linked. Is directly linked. Right? Reading and talking is directly linked. And I just want you guys to know that. Reading is not hard if you do it the way I am showing you. Reading wouldn't be hard if you're putting your practice. Reading wouldn't be hard if you just tell yourself that, you know what, I'm going to put 10 minutes a day. That's how simple it is. 10 minutes a day. Because when I started this life, I said to you guys, reading is not just come and learning sounds. It's not just come and learning these and I can spell now and all of that. Reading also take discipline, right? It's a discipline sport. It's a discipline thing. You have to remember that there are rules. There are rules in my head that I remember from going to high school, right? There are rules in my head that I can't get out of my head because these rules are fundamental to what I can do even today, right? Like this rule that says change the Y to I and add ES. There's no way I'm forgetting that. There's no way I'm forgetting it. And it's a rule. It's a rule that I have to follow. It shows and tells us that we have to be disciplined. We have to be disciplined when it comes to reading. Right? So if I can't leave you here with anything tonight, I just want to leave you with the fact that, you know, just start doing something. Start watching the videos. Videos are there, right? Start watching the videos. Reach out. Get help. It doesn't have to be me. It doesn't have to be me, but reach out and get help. What I can tell you is that if you do start a journey with me, you would be cutting out a whole chunk at the things that a lot of people might be putting you through that you don't need to go through. Because what I teach is principles. What I want you to learn is principles. Because I want you to be able to do this for yourself. I am not going to be in the streets with you when you're filling out your paper. I am not going to be in the airport with you when you're doing your your application to book on a plane. I am not going to be there. So I don't want you to have the impression or idea that you want somebody to be there while you're doing it. I don't want you have to call your cousin to tell your cousin to come help you to sign up the paper because you want to do this and you want to do that. I want you to can do it for yourself because I want you to can have your own private life. I don't want you to depend on nobody say, come help me do this, come help me do that. You want to be able to do it for yourself. You want to run away. When I say run away, I mean you want to go on a plane and go and nobody not even knows you go. Why? Because you can read. You go on the website and you read and you book your ticket. You go at the airport, then say come this day, you go at the airport and you read and it go that so. Go to customer one, service one. And you go there. You go there and you read again and them say alright then show your passport and you read what you need to read and you sign what you need to sign. And you get on the plane and you're gone. Nobody know which part you're there. Probably have a one somebody where you say, yeah man, make me there rare because you want somebody to know where you're there as well. Just in case anything should happen. But what I say to you guys is that I want you guys to be able to read and I want you to do it for yourself. But you cannot do it if you don't understand the principles, right? I am going to say that a lot of people can read, but they do not know they can read because they don't understand that there's a principle within reading, right? So with that said, guys, I am happy to be here. I was happy to enjoy you guys here and your presence. You know, I hope we can do this again sometime and you can come back again and learn something again and share what you learn with somebody so that, you know, they can benefit as well. Tell them about the page, tell them about, you know, if you want to learn to read and stuff like that, just go here, go there, right? And thanks for the gift again, guys. You know, it means a lot, you know, and you just show your support as well. Just show your support and, you know, so just to shout out everybody who is here. If you're not following, you can start to follow. So when I do go live, you do get these notifications and you'll be able to be here again and learn, right? Because we're not just learning English, we're learning different language as well, right? All right, so thank you very much, Cindy. Merch, big up yourself, you know, as you're there from the jump. So, you know, June Cole, big up Andy and some, big up Carms, Malicia, Baba, Road Rooster, Tino, Cindy again, you know. Thanks for the gift again. Shaky Dan, Mario, God bless, and Claudette, Sylvester, Flowing, Blessings, that's a J and Nat's Beauty. Right, so I want you to be able to can look at these things for yourself, guys, and you know, just to read it for yourself. I don't want somebody to have to be doing it for you and telling you what to do and stuff like that. Yes, I can tell you what to do, I can show you what to do, but you still have to do it for yourself. 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, that's all you need. Reading is not just about learning sound, it's also about discipline and principle. So again, guys, thank you very much again, and see you again soon.